So we want to create a successful illusion for one color appears as two or reversed ground. And this is a little bit more challenging than three colors appear as four, as in the previous study. So I thought that I will show you a couple of examples here that are digitalized. And this is from the Albers Color application from the Yale University that is available for iPad, but at a certain cost. I'm going to show you just how to see that illusion. Maybe it helps a little bit more those who have a little bit harder time to see and understand that through watching me putting together the cards. Well, believe it or not, these studies, these plates were originally actually made out of very similar cards, color 8 kits. That was used by, they were actually made by students of Joseph Albers. They are original studies from the 1950s and 60s when he was teaching at the Black Mountain College, I believe. That's from this period. No, or later at Yale. He also taught at Yale. And if you read the readings for this week, you know already about this. It might be in these readings of this week or next. So patience, you may still learn about Joseph Albers a little bit more. Okay, so well, you know that I might have said that in my tutorial video, that if you use just for 2 grounds, I'm going to remove these key colors for a moment. I can only remove one at a time. So when you use 2 colors that are of the same hue, they are only different in terms of value. Yes, the green is darker on one side and lighter on the other side. Then it's a little bit easier to find the key color because it's just basically in the middle. We're looking in this particular study to create the illusion successfully. We're looking for something in the middle between two grounds. We want to have characteristics of both grounds in one color, key color. So if you look at that, I move this key color in such a way that now you can see that it is actually in the middle. It's a green. It's also green, yes, of course, it's green. But it's a little bit brighter than or lighter than the darker green ground on the right, and darker, a little bit darker than the lighter on the left. Okay, the same situation happens in the lower study with pinks. So that's actually pretty easy. That also is very similar. Okay, now things get a little bit trickier and more exciting, actually. That's why I strongly recommend, I really would like you to challenge yourself and show me that you actually can find a really successful combination of colors where the colors of grounds are different, are not of the same hue or even opposite. So here these are the following studies that actually demonstrates those successful, a little bit more challenging combinations of colors. So if you look at this bar, it's the very same color. And you see that it appears different on each of the grounds. So now you can think of that bar that it's in the middle between, in terms of value, it's in the middle, okay? Between 2 grounds, but also in terms of hue. It has a little bit of orange mixed in and a little bit of that dark brown. And this is the mixture, the middle. So this is how you're thinking. You're looking for the middle between 2 cards that you pulled from the pack. Okay, they are still in terms of temperature similar. Okay, so they're not totally different. Okay, again, you see the symmetry. It matters to create the illusion. Also, it matters that the key color is smaller than the grounds, and they are symmetrically separated at the same distance from the middle axis, dividing the entire study into two even different ground halves. Okay, well, let's challenge ourselves a little bit more. I love that half of the maze, so as the key color. This is the idea for one of your key colors. You see, this is the same. I brought this upper part down here, but then you see it's incredible how this works, how the surrounding color changes the quality of the key color. So you would think that it's lighter than the green. It has the mixture of in itself of greenness and that pinkiness, sort of dirty pink. And what is being pronounced on the green ground in key color is something totally opposite to the greenness of the ground, yes? And completely opposite thing happens with this key color. What is being pronounced on the other hand here is, on the contrary, the greenness of the key color. So that undertone of green is more pronounced, and this way we start seeing this interesting illusion that this key color up here becomes that pinkish, pink dirty ground on the bottom, and vice versa. This key color appears like it's made of the color of the ground above. And then we have subsequent are a little bit more exciting and harder examples of color combinations. You see that here in the middle, the two axes are connected on the left side in the middle, and so this gives you an idea. Wow, these are the same colors, but they really appear differently on each of the grounds. Okay, this X starts looking like that coral sort of color, pinky red, reddish ground on the bottom. So what's being stripped away or down, or what is being subtracted from the key color is that quality of greenness that is inherent to the ground underneath, and something opposite happens on the bottom. Right, here the same idea with the axis, but then we have that key color. The middle key color is some type of ochre, dirty yellow, if you will, and it appears pinkish. And then we have this, which is quite interesting because the middle is kind of darker violet, a little bit darker than the ground here, but then suddenly that brown and violet position next to each other interact with the key color in such a way that the key color suddenly becomes the opposite ground. And then the last example, this is fun, right? You see that this is in the middle between the two colors. Okay, beautiful symmetry here, and also you know, it's simple, but still that the shape is quite unexpected. There's actually, I think, the second version here. Oh, it's not the second version, but it's just we start seeing that C. So that's fun to look at. Yeah, so these are the examples that I wanted to show you. I hope that the illusion is a little bit more convincing here.